We've got a special one for you. Twilight's First Time by the New York Brony. It's so big. Honestly, if you wanted some of my hot chocolate, you could have just asked. You didn't have to air drink, Sunset told Twilight, throwing the paper cup in the trash bin by the teacher's desk. Twilight blushed. I know, but it's so cold in this room. I didn't want to take my hands out of my pockets, she sighed. Sorry, that must have been really awkward. Sunset shrugged. Not really. I thought you were going to say you haven't gotten used to your hands yet, Sunset teased. Twilight puffed out her cheeks. I have. There's just so many things I haven't done with them. She wiggled her fingers in her pocket. Even though she'd been back in this world for a bunch of times after they defeated the Darslings, they were just things she didn't have time to do, since she had always around the other girls and being whisked away on shopping trips and sleepovers. I believe you, Sunset told her. She smirked. I'm sure there's plenty of things you haven't done, like the one thing that could give you pleasure in the morning and right before bed. She knew she had caught the younger girl's attention because her head snapped up. Huh? Twilight asked, curious. What would that be? Sunset leaned back in her chair. Nothing, she said, turning away to hide her growing smile. Tell me, Twilight whined desperately, pulling at Sunset's arm. I want to know. You can't just bring up something like that and brush it off. Sunset rolled her eyes playfully. All right, she said, pulling Twilight close. She whispered something into the other girl's ear that made her blush immediately. I've never done it before, Twilight whispered. I'm really scared of choking. Choking, huh? Sunset smiled at the nerd before her. How naive she was. Trust me, it's pretty hard to choke. I've never seen one over a foot long, and if you're good at it, you won't choke. Twilight gulped. A foot long? Jesus. Plus, after you do it for a while, it turns into routine. Feels great too, Sunset assured. You humans sure do some crazy things with your mouths, Twilight sighed. I can't imagine trying anything like that back in Equestria. The bell rung and both girls walked out into the hallway to continue their conversation as they walked into the next class. It's not exactly crazy, it feels good, Sunset told her. And it's even better when you have someone there with you to do it for you. Twilight's eyes sparkled with curiosity. How often do you do it? Sunset seemed to know an awful lot about it, so Twilight had no doubt she did it a lot. I do it every morning, and sometimes at night when I'm alone. It's just routine, Sunset laughed. Twilight shied away from her, feeling inadequate. Well, Spike usually helps me with stuff like that, but I don't do it all too often. And I'm pretty sure with someone else is a lot different. She was scared she'd admit that, but never actually to Sunset. But she couldn't help but to feel a tingle in her body when she thought about Sunset doing that to her. Sunset giggled. Oh, trust me, it is. It's so much easier here too, especially when you're really sensitive like me. She pulled Twilight close again and whispered in her ear, I bet you're just as sensitive as me. She laughed again when she saw a shiver run down Twilight's back. With a blush, Twilight huffed. She wouldn't let Sunset have the last laugh. She wanted to experience this feeling too. Not one to be left out, she said, fine, let's do it. Right here. Sunset gasped. Here? She looked around. But there's people around, babe. Hold on. Let me take you to where I usually do it. She grabbed Twilight's hand and dragged her inside Canterlot High's first floor girls' bathroom. She roughly shoved her in front of a sink with a knowing smirk. Ooh, in secret? Twilight asked excitedly. Of course, it's a bit embarrassing to do it in the open. Things get messy. Oh, Sunset. Twilight was flushed with desire. Please do it to me. You make it sound so nice. Let's do it now. I'm ready. Sunset didn't delay. She whipped it out. Twilight's eyes widened. She never saw one so colourful. It had all types of ridges and hairs, rather foreign object for her mouth. Nevertheless, she parted her lips to allow Sunset in. Sunset guided it into Twilight's mouth. She hesitated when Twilight let out a loud moan. Does it hurt? Twilight shook her head slightly, opening wider for easier access. She nodded at the older girl, signaling her to continue. Sunset thrust it in and out of Twilight's mouth, making sure every part of it had been touched. Soon Twilight's mouth began to fill, juices dripping down her neck. Sunset loved how innocent and messy she was. Ah, Sunset, harder! Twilight cooed, her mouth nearly full. Sunset frowned. I don't want to hurt you. Twilight grabbed onto her arm. Please, she told her, looking the older girl straight in the eye. It feels really good and I don't want you to stop. Sunset gulped. Okay, she said, having no choice but to pick up her pace, going faster, just like Twilight had asked her. Soon white foam glossed Twilight's tongue as she let out a long, sensual moan, and Sunset sighed in relief. Twilight spat out the residue into the sink. That was amazing, Sunset, she breathed. I'll always brush my teeth from now on. Author's note. Trolled. Ah, Celestia face. Special thanks to me friend, I'm gonna say Jocelyn, for the help. She wrote most of it and came up with the idea. Thank you J0S41YN for that. Ta 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 ta.